Kids don't belong to parents, but they belong to whole communities. Again, Brian, that's a very scary statement that Melissa Harris Perry just made.
Well, I don't care. If you're a parent, I don't care what your political philosophy is. The last thing that you would want to do would be to hand over the entire educational process and the curriculum and the content of that curriculum to somebody who does not even believe that you have a fundamental right as a parent to direct the upbringing of your own child. Now, what Melissa Harris Perry is talking about there is not new. This goes all the way back to Socrates and Plato and Aristotle, where their view is that parents were nothing more than breeders. You had to have new citizens brought into the world. That's the job of parents, to breed citizens. And then as soon as they were old enough, then the state would take responsibility for their upbringing and for their education, be taken out of the hands and the control of parents and become creatures of the state. And that's an absolutely horrible idea, particularly in America, where we are founded. One of our foundational principles is that we look to parents, and we believe that parents have the right to direct the upbringing and the education of their children. There was a story that came out not too long ago in New Hampshire about a school that was requiring 14-year-old freshmen to read this book, and I've read excerpts of the book that are absolutely pornographic in nature. I mean, it's inexcusable that this would be in a public education system anywhere, let alone in freshmen in high school. One of the fathers of a daughter who was exposed to this complained in a school board meeting, and he wound up being arrested and hauled away in handcuffs. Now, the point here is if you have the federal government dictating content, there's nothing that a parent can do about it. At least this guy could show up at a school board. There are enough parents now in that school district that are aware that pornography is being distributed to their freshmen that I believe something can and will be done about that, because they still do answer to the parents in their local school district. So we always believe in local control. We believe, particularly when it comes to education, that the decision about where students are educated, that ought to belong to parents, that parents ought to be the ones that have the ultimate say on the kind of education that their children are exposed to. That's local control. We believe that's a good idea. That gives parents who object to what's being done, gives them an opportunity to weigh in, to make their voices heard, to make changes, to elect different school board members if that's what needs to be done. But if all of these decisions are being made by bureaucrats that are hunkered down in cubicles in Washington, D.C., and there is nothing that parents can do about the kind of brainwashing and indoctrination of their students, that's a very sad place to be, and we do not want to go there as America, and that's where Common Core will take us.